So when you click on insights after selecting a niche, the first thing that you have is right at the top, you see the search volume of the past 360 days. It's in big boxes, and the growth in search and average units sold and number of top click products. So uh, tell us, why are those numbers important?
Yeah, I really like this, for the search volume, also looking at search volume growth. Now, the box at the top says past 180 days, so it's a longer look back window. They also have 365 days as well as 90 days, which is broken down in the grid below. And how this can be really interesting is, again, to evaluate the market share. Again, this market share is sort of being defined as specifically grouped around shopper searches and consumer behavior. So a lot of times when we're going to make sense of our sales trends, or we're trying to make sense of, how much growth is possible, one thing a lot of sellers will look to, and one thing a lot of brands will analyze, is the market share, of course. Like, what is the total market share for these products? And there's different ways that you can calculate this. But Product Opportunity Explorer, again, not only is it giving you, okay, this is potential search volume, but is this particular niche, again, categorized because it's grouped by shopper searches, is this growing or is this on a decline? And we went over, we'll probably go over in a second, like trends. You can also see, again, and the mind-blowing thing about this is first party data. So Amazon's saying, like, hey, we want to give you all insights into where shoppers are looking for products on the platform. And actually, the intent of this tool was to help shoppers do product research, because ideally, we all know we want to find certain categories or groups of types of products where there's a lot of consumers, there's a lot of shoppers, there's a lot of search volume, and there's few competitors, and there's really good purchase intent. Well, all of those things you can do research and find within Product Opportunity Explorer, again, over time, looking back over even a last total year. And they're giving you trends, they're giving you consumer insights, and we'll go over in a second. They're actually breaking down within this cat, or again, niche, or we're kind of using them interchangeably. We just went over that they're not really interchangeable, but they're actually breaking out, what do shoppers like? What do they most purchase? What types of products in this category do they most purchase? And then what are the things that are causing returns or are causing poor reviews? Which, again, they're using this as, here's a place that you can develop a product in, and then we'll also give you insights into how you can improve on that product. So just that is valuable in and of itself. But if you were looking to, say, do listing optimization, we had a brand that we brought on, and part of our workflow in the audits is to look at other things like market share. So I use Product Opportunity Explorer a lot in that workflow. And when I was going through, again, we don't do listing optimization, but I was in Product Opportunity Explorer looking at one of their top products, and I was like, oh, actually, a lot of the returns or negative reviews are calling out that the products are very thin. The material isn't very good. They've had a problem with, again, a lot of Chinese sellers coming in, undercutting prices, but also quality isn't as good. And I went into their listing, and I was analyzing it, and I said, well, you do have some good, like they are made in the USA, and that's prominently called out, which typically is associated with higher quality products. But there wasn't a very obvious infographic that said we have thicker materials, which they do, and their reviews convey that, but it's not very prominently displayed in one of their images. And obviously, it's something you need to test and see if that can help with conversion rate. But right there is a great insight to say, this, again, first party data from Amazon, looking at all of your competitors across an entire shopper search category. This is what they're looking for. This is what they like. This is what they don't like. And then that right there gives you a wealth of information on, how you can improve the listing, how you can improve the product. Again, ideally, goal is to make more money, get more sales.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's ultimately what you just said is ultimately what Product Opportunities Explorer is
Mhm.
for. it's about either finding a product if you don't already have one, but if you do, who are you competing against? What are they doing right that you must be just as good, if not better? And but more important, what are they doing wrong so that you can exploit that vulnerability they have by adding content, tweaking your content, so that you can emphasize the strength of your listing compared to what others are not good at. In addition, you can also see what others are getting in terms of clicks and everything else. I mean, that's the overall purpose of Product Opportunity Explorer based on the first party data that Amazon provides for sellers. So now, obviously, we don't have a horse in this race in terms of, okay, I want my product, so we're talking in general. But for
Yeah.
our listeners, well, most of whom are sellers, they have their own products that they care about. So they're not looking for products. They've already found it. They've done the work. So the best way to use Product Opportunity Explorer is plug in your ASIN, because you can do this by ASIN. Plug in your ASIN, then the same data, all those 7 tabs will be available in front of you.